Every morning, people walked past the security guard without saying a word. They never imagined that one ordinary conversation with a young graduate would change both of their lives forever. The young graduate had been searching for a job for over 8 months. Every morning, he dressed neatly, printed fresh copies of his
walked
CV
from
one office to another. Rejection had become part of his daily routine, but he refused to stop trying. As the young graduate walked out of the building, he sighed deeply and sat on a nearby bench. The security guard noticed the disappointment on his face and walked over quietly. "Young man," he said, with a warm smile, "I've watched you come here every Monday for months. You always greet me with respect, even on the days when no one else does." The graduate smiled. The security guard continued, "I can't give you a job, but I can give you one piece of advice. Don't let rejection make you believe you have nothing to offer. Sometimes the right opportunity arrives after you've almost given up." The next morning, the graduate almost stayed home. He looked at the stack of rejection emails on his phone and wondered if it was finally time to give up. Then he remembered the security guard's words, "Don't let rejection decide your future." He picked up one last copy of his CV and headed into the city. Instead of rushing into every building, he carefully researched a company that matched his skills. He adjusted his CV, wrote a better cover letter, and applied with confidence. 3 days later, while riding a crowded bus home, his phone rang. It was a number he didn't recognize. "Hello, am I speaking with Daniel?" "Yes, this is Daniel. We're calling from Apex Solutions. We received your application and would like to invite you for an interview tomorrow at 10 a.m. Daniel closed his eyes for a moment. After months of rejection, someone had finally given him a chance. He smiled, looked out of the bus window, and quietly whispered, "Thank you. I won't waste this opportunity." Daniel arrived at the company an hour early. His hands were cold and his heart was racing. As he walked towards the entrance, he remembered every rejection, every long walk through the city, and every moment he had wanted to give up. He took a deep breath and said to himself, "This is my chance. I'll give it my best." The interview lasted almost an hour. The managers asked difficult questions, but Daniel answered honestly. When he didn't know an answer, he admitted it and explained how he would learn. As he left the room, he wasn't sure if he had done enough, but he knew he had given everything he had. 2 days later, Daniel's phone rang again. "Congratulations, Daniel. We're pleased to offer you the position." For a few seconds, he couldn't speak. Months of rejection, endless walks through the city, sleepless nights, they had all led to this moment. The very next morning, before reporting to work, Daniel stopped at the office gate. The security guard was standing in his usual position, greeting people with the same warm smile. Daniel walked up to him and said, "Sir, today is my first day at work. I came to say thank you. Your words gave me the courage to keep going when I wanted to quit." The old security guard smiled quietly and replied, "I only reminded you of something you already had belief in yourself." Weeks later, Daniel settled into his new job. Every morning before entering the building, he stopped to greet the security guard. But something else had changed. Other employees began greeting the security guard too. They had noticed the respect Daniel showed him. The man everyone used to ignore had become someone everyone appreciated. Daniel learned 2 lessons that changed his life forever. Never let rejection convince you to stop chasing your dreams. And never underestimate the people you meet along the way. Sometimes, the person with the smallest title carries the biggest wisdom. Every person you meet has a story. Every act of kindness has the power to change a life. If this story inspired you, subscribe to Storyverse Africa for more inspiring stories every week.